Good day, and welcome to another episode of the RotoFest Detail Bookie Podcast. It is a beautiful Thursday, even though we are clouded with smoke. Dude, I'm like, I need to start. I don't even have to start smoking. I am smoking every single day. Dude, it is just insane. You'll notice that I have an empty chair. So Rod is actually on the road heading to Denver for the Owner's Pride Rupes Detail Bookie RotoFest training this weekend at the Rupes Center. So he's en route there. You're stuck with me, and you're probably wondering why I'm not with Rod. Well, it's one, because I get to talk to Cole. And number two, on Saturday, I'm actually flying to Vegas with my son, and we're going to rock out to the AC/DC concert. So I'm super excited about that.
That'll be
So,
awesome.
Cole, welcome to the show, man. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Super excited.
Oh, man. So, Cole, if you guys don't know, Cole McCrary is part of the Sonax team. He's over marketing. And he and I had a really good chat at the Detail Fest. Man, that was such an amazing event. It was fun to see Auto Geek and Sonax bring that back, to be in such an amazing venue. Man, that was such a good time.
No, that was a great event. It was I thought, a home run in bringing that event back, especially on the West Coast. The West Coast doesn't have a whole lot of events out there, so it was fun being out there, seeing the cars that roll up. The community in general was excited about it. So it was awesome.
And Dave Sanchez, he does such an amazing job of curating those cars, moving them in and out, bringing cars in for the event. And man, shout out to him. Shout out to the Sonax New Generations team. They really did a great job of getting the cars that were there prepped and just looking amazing. And of course, we had the Bullet, Steve McQueen's Bullet car. That was freaking awesome.
That was the unveiling of that, the first public unveiling of that car at that event. That was really great. The owner of that car, they're talking about it, the process of, they were going to turn it into an Eleanor, running the VIN on it to see, and seeing that the chassis number matches the Bullet. The whole story behind it's just kind of surreal. And it looked great. It was.
Well, and the restoration that guy did, it had all the right numbers, all the right coloring. It was just a beautiful car. And then to have you guys bring over the little tent and be able to wash it, and dude, that was such an epic opportunity. So
Yeah, the first time that car got wet, so we were going to see if the seals were good on it or not.
Yeah, and fortunately, everything worked out great. So let's talk about Chris. Talk about Cole. You've been with Sonax, what, 8 years now?
8 years. So going on 9. I literally 8 years ago in June. So I just hit my 8-year mark, came right out of school, and just kind of fell in love with the industry and all that good stuff. It's kind of one of those niche industries, but everybody kind of knows everybody. The camaraderie between companies, between detailers, everybody kind of has their own little piece and the connection to it all.
So let's talk about your decision to jump into detailing. You came right out of college. What were you studying in college?
So I went to school for marketing. To be honest with you, I never really got into detailing. I solely joined just to kind of work on the marketing piece. And I'm one of those guys that doesn't tinker with cars, but I like to mow the yard, and kind of detailing is like mowing the yard, essentially. It's kind of that same feeling. It's man, that looked really good when you're done. So I just kind of picked it up, and so I kind of evolved into marketing guy, into marketing, sales, and training. So I'm actually the head trainer of Sonax in the U.S. as well. So it's fun getting to be sitting behind a computer and do marketing, but then also get on a plane, go to LA and help at Detail Fest and talk to people, meet people, learn their stories.
So are you and Rigo working really close together then?
Yeah, we talk often. We actually had that event we were just talking about before. So Peterson's doing a 3-day event. Rigo and I will kind of be doing that class on the Sonax side and him a little bit on the Flex side as well. So it'll be.
So let's talk about that. There is an upcoming Sonax Flex event, August, the last weekend of August?
Yep. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Cool. Well, I actually think I might drop in for part of that, just to be part of the event, connect with you guys. And dude, it's always such an amazing time to be at the Peterson Museum. And guys, if you have not attended a detail training at the Peterson Auto Museum, you got to do it, because you're down in the vault and they're pulling out these super epic cars and they're training you on great products. I mean, you got the Sonax line, you got the Flex line. I think Dr. Colorchip's going to be there as well, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys that are looking for detail training. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Last week, I got a call from a new detailer. He's definitely been YouTube trained, and he was looking at maybe come on board with Detail Bookie. He's still working his full-time job. He's trying to, build a clientele on the weekends and the sides. And man, he had so many questions about how to do an interior detail. And I'm like, I'm begging you, please go to a training. I mean, his questions were great, but it was all YouTube certified, and he's experimenting live on people's customers without insurance, without being properly set up as a business. And I'm like, please, 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 please do yourself a favor. You're in Florida. There's always a training somewhere in Florida. You got Daryl Wolf that does them. You got Mike Phillips. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities, but please do yourself a favor and get a better understanding of what you're doing, so that you don't get yourself into a bad position, but also so that you can serve your customers better.
Absolutely. And what's cool about this event is there is going to be certifications as well. So if you're a pro detailer that wants the certifications, kind of go grassroots with one specific brand, or however you want to go about it. But at this event, there will be some IDA certification, I believe, as well. So Sonax, Flex, all that good stuff. So there will definitely be some certifications involved in that 3-day training. So it's going to be classroom, hands-on, a little bit of everything. And Jody, like you said, it's working on $1 million cars that you don't see very often.
Dude, and I cannot tell you how fun it is to be in the vault. There's just, that whole shop is the perfect opportunity, the perfect environment to get trained. You're going to have Flex there. You're going to have Sonax. You have Dr. Colorchip. Dave Sanchez is there always. And it's just a super great opportunity for you guys to get trained. So, Cole, I have a question for you. You've been in the industry like eight years now, pushing 9. What are some of the things that you see detail business owners doing well and where they're struggling?
So what I think they do well, I mean, it's pretty obvious answer, but it's cleaning the cars. I mean, you see a professional guy versus just a weekend warrior guy. The difference is unbelievable, especially when it comes to some higher end cars. When you get down to wet sanding, I never really knew what orange peel was until I started. I mean, my very first day in the office was working on a TV set show, and we were sanding down cars. And at this point, I wasn't touching. I was just kind of watching and learning the product. But seeing the sanding and the whole process of that blows my mind. So removing some of those deeper scratches, even if it's just spot sanding, seeing a professional detailer, anybody wet sand a car to get that mirror-like shine, that's probably the coolest thing I think in the entire industry. Just people ask me all the time, man, how long does it take to detail in a car? I'm like, well, the right way, it takes 12 hours. I mean, it's 3 days of work, and then you got to coat it and all that stuff. So it's it's a time consuming and there's no way around it. So we talk in the world now of AI. If there's an AI job out there, it can be replaced. Detailing is not one of those. It is manual. I remember when I first started trying to get used to holding a polisher, my shoulders were hurting. It's sitting on a car and just holding a polisher up over your head. It's not easy.
No, it's not. It's a different beast. In fact, I was talking to Rigo earlier this week, and he's at the point where he'd really like to hire some guys, but he's like, I just can't find anybody interested in doing the physical kind of labor that's required. And I mean, just blue collar wise, our country as a whole, any blue collar manual labor, kind of get your hands in there and working hard, dude, there's a desperate need for welders and detailers and plumbers and electricians. The opportunities are huge, and you can really carve out a really nice business. It's like I've talked to Rigo a lot. He's like, yeah, there's been a lot of competition come in, but these younger guys are hungry. They see that it's an easy entry path into detailing, but man, they're really hurting us in some ways because they're not getting trained in the proper way. And so he goes, I'm actually repairing a lot of stuff that's not being done right.
That's a big problem, I think, is high school kids, college kids, they're trying to make an extra buck, which is great for them, but they're jumping in head first in the deep end and not having really no idea how to polish a car. It can get expensive to fix real quick too. So we're kind of going back to the training piece. It's cleaning cars is one thing, but polishing, wet sanding, whatever you want to do in your detailing world, recommend taking a class, getting comfortable, knowing the product, not just trying to clean a car to clean a car.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Sonax has a full line of products. Mm-hmm. And all of them, as I understand it, they're all water-based, correct?
Compounds and polishes are, yes.
Compound and polishes are, right? And so and prior to getting onto the show, I asked you the question, do you guys have any new things coming out or that have come out this year that you guys are really excited about?
So one thing that we're really excited about, and this isn't new to Sonax Germany or really globally, but we haven't brought it into the US. So new for the US, it's called Sonax Hypercoat. It's a concentrated spray and seal, essentially. It goes all the way up to 200 to 1. Now, 200 to 1, you're like, man, that's nothing. I went in being like, I don't get the hype of this 200 to 1, but you put that on a coated car, it just makes the drying process that much easier. So that's kind of what it's used at, 200 to 1. Car's protected. You just kind of need a little bit more of that beading action. 200 to 1, 100 to 1, that's a great option with Hypercoat, but you can also use it as low as 30 or 50 to 1. So you have a car that's unprotected, you're trying to get a car dry, just trying to get it out the door, drying agent, use it 50 to 1. It'll give you 30 to 90 days protection, but the sheeting is unbelievable. It's fast, it's quick, makes drying easy. But again, you don't want to go that high of a concentrate on a protected car because the silicone kind of attaches. So we were trying to, when we were testing it and seeing how to use it, when to use it, and all that good stuff, we used it on a coated car, concentrated 51. You get some streaking just because the silicone doesn't rinse off. It dries on the car, kind of gives you those high spot looks. Again, it's not super hard to remove, but there is a purpose for a 200 to 1 concentrate versus a 30 or 50 to 1.
Yeah, that's crazy to think. 200 to 1 is like, is anything even going on the vehicle? But clearly
it looks like water.
That's great. I can't wait to see that. I'm going to have to make sure that I come to that training on the 29th and see that in action. That's pretty cool.
It's a cool product. It's a Profiline. So it's Profiline. I'm going to do a quick, we get this question often. The Profiline line is the professional line in German. So you have the Sonax Extreme line. You have the Sonax. There's just a Sonax label. Then you have Sonax Extreme, which is kind of the enthusiast line. And then you have Sonax Profiline. That's the professional line. The cool thing about the German products, it's really just the chemistry that makes them either Profi line or enthusiast line or what have you. But anybody can use them. I mean, a DIYer can do Sonax polymer net shield. That's a Profi line 6-month spray on wipe off sealant. But anybody that hasn't even detailed a car that just wants to protect their car, again, it's a Profi line label, but it's literally spray and wipe. Anybody can use it. That's what's cool about the Sonax line, in my opinion, is a DIY product a professional can use, and a professional product a DIYer can use.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I don't think I ever caught that distinction. So that's good to know, right? So we have SEMA coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are always at SEMA. You always have one of the best and largest booths. I always like your booth because it's like so inviting to get into, right? I mean, it's open. There's you have people from all over the world. You have the trainer from Spain and Barcelona, and down south in Latin America and Germany, and it's such a great environment. And it's fun because a lot of times I'll go in there and I'll hear people speaking Italian or Spanish or German, and it has this just great welcoming feel. And I always love it. And you guys will probably, if I'm correct, you'll still be across from the Flex booth, right?
Correct. Yep. And it's funny you talk about that. So all the partners, really North America, South America, come to this event, but then there's also the South Korean team comes over. So every year we meet those guys, have a great relationship with the guys in South America and all that. So the Canadians, I mean, can't forget them either. But you walk into that booth and you're hearing Portuguese, you're hearing Spanish, you're hearing French, you're hearing English. It's a fun week for sure, just to even just experience the different type of I'm drawing a blank on the right word, but the communication, what they do versus what we do, and just kind of learning strategies that work everywhere. And kind of off of that is we had it's called Conference of America. So every corporate office in Canada, US, Mexico, South America, we all met in Brazil and had a week-long training in Brazil, marketing strategies, actual training, polishing trainings, all of that. So we learned kind of what Sonax Brazil does. Sonax Brazil is really good on social media. So we're trying to bring their strategies, their style videos, and bring them into the US. So it's really cool how well the Sonax family, I'm going to say family as everybody globally, works. They want to know what we're doing. We want to know what they're doing. And it's kind of just mixing and matching and building that brand globally just versus your country or your.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned Canada because it's like, I don't know why, but I just feel like Canada is part of the US, but they clearly aren't. But in my mind, I always just associate them with us. And I had the opportunity to go down to Brazil this winter, and I spent a week with my son, and I got to go to, oh man, I forget his name, but I went to a shop just outside of where we were in Sao Paulo. And dude, it was so refreshing to get to talk to a detailer that's running a very successful shop. One of the things that was very surprising to me about that market was that because of the tariffs and because Brazil's so protective of the products that come in and that are produced, that dude, it's so expensive to get products and machines in there. And so how are you guys addressing kind of that battle? I imagine that's really country to country. That is a unique challenge for you guys as a product company.
It is. And kind of along those lines, we have the VOC in California. So there's big VOC states in the States. And if it's not VOC compliant in one state, we can't bring it in. So we get calls all the time about like CC Evo. That's kind of the bread and butter coating for the world, but we can't bring it in because there's one product in there that's not VOC compliant. And we're like, so that's the hard thing for us. Pricing, everybody's pricing is different globally, but everybody kind of has to follow the same laws and rules for each country. So each label on Sonax outside of the Profiline labels, if you look at the part number, it will be like Wheel Cleaner Plus, for example, is 230400-755. So that's the US specific label. So the part number are the first 6 digits, and then you have the dash 3 digits, which is ours is 755. So it's truly amazing. And I've been to Germany once, but I got to see it. It's their label room is probably 3 stories tall, and they put in a code and it spits out the labels. But it's the amount of products they produce, the labels they have to print, and everything done in-house there. It's like a giant 3-story vending machine that you just put in the code, goes up and gets it and spits out a label.
That's crazy.
It was one of the coolest things I saw, and it was just a label dispenser.
That's crazy. I mean, it's like all of these little components about manufacturing, distribution, creating a worldwide brand and marketing and pricing. There's so many moving parts, and it's like we're seeing that a little bit ourselves, in the last couple of years, because we're getting customers in Mexico that are using RotaFest. We have customers in Costa Rica. We have customers in Canada. And I was trying to get into Spain because I had an opportunity in Spain and Portugal, but there were some requirements with, like, the invoicing had to attach a QR code that went directly to the government for taxes, and they track everything real time. And I'm like, all right, we're not quite ready for that.
Right.
And so I imagine you guys have those kind of strategic decisions too, where you're like, we'd like to go into this country, into this market, but due to ABC, we need to hold off for a year or two. And that's a real challenge as a worldwide brand.
Absolutely. That's the hard part for Germany is they just have there's so many rules and laws and credit to our sales guys in Germany, they know specifically what needs to be met and what doesn't, but we'll call and be like, hey, we need this. And what's really cool about Germany, and I know we've talked about this in the past, is that they have 31 chemists on staff. So like CC Evo, for example, or even CC1, CC Pro, those were just Germany. They had one recipe for every other country, but the VOC wise, we couldn't bring it in. We went to them like, hey, we need this yesterday. So they've actually gone in, they changed the formula, made it VOC compliant, and they have a specific formula for the US. So I know it's just really cool to see our sales guys fight for us and try to get something that we can bring in, but then also the chemists produce a formula that works just the same as what their original does. It's now compliant for US sales.
You think about the brain power that chemists bring to the table. I mean, to be able to go, all right, we need to take this bottle and we need to modify it just enough to meet VOC or, some Rojas or whatever, right? All the different regulations that are across the world. That's got to be very challenging.
It's cool. So the one time I went over there, you walk in this one specific hall. It seems like 100 dudes. Again, it's just 31, but they're all wearing white lab coats. Their testing facilities are unbelievable. They have one of the cooler testing spots I have. And Sonax Germany is kind of known for their antifreeze. So their shield, we call it the blue liquid in a jug you can get for $4.99. That's kind of what they're known for over there. But they have a room that can get to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit and go all the way up to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So they're
no way.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
that is so cool. I want to go see their facility.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it's state of the art, but it's truly unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really fun to go see the inner workings of operations. My wife and I had the opportunity to go to the Ferrari factory in Morena, Italy this past summer or May.
Yeah,
And dude, it was so cool. You couldn't film once you got past a certain point, but it was cool to see all the departments. Everybody has their uniform, so you know which department they're in.
right.
And it was just really, really fascinating to see the process behind the curtain. So,
Yeah, it's definitely a different breed over there for sure. I mean, it's a state of the art facility. They're in a small town. We went over there and they don't speak English. So I looked at our sales rep and I was like, I'm not opening up a menu. You're going to tell me what I'm ordering. That's what it is.
that's good. There's something about just inundating yourself into the culture. I mean, Judy and I, we love to travel. We love to go, not just like we went to Rome, but then we went off into these little offshoots and to see the real cultural, the real vibe. And it's just such a great opportunity when you get those
As
chances to sit down with people and just involve yourself, engross yourself in the culture and the people, and it's really a enriching experience. So
and that kind of, I'm going to kind of go back to one of the things that I love about this industry is all the different type of people you meet. I mean, Rigo and his stories, his team that he's put together, um, just it's very eye opening. And it's awesome to learn those stories and see how people kind of got where they got professionally. Um, but that, I mean, that's what makes this industry. I truly don't think that this industry would be what it is if it weren't for the people they had in it. If that makes any sense.
no, it makes a lot of sense. And you see, like I've had some really cool opportunities. A couple of years ago, I went with Rigo down to El Salvador for training, and we had this really nice gentleman. He was so excited to invite us to his shop. And so he brought us and Rigo and all of the trainers that went down there for that event. He brought us into his shop. We driving through El Salvador, the capital of El Salvador, and we get to this little shop. It's got this little, everything's all black. It's got this little staircase to the right that goes up to this loft, and that's where his family lives. And then he has a shop, and then there's a little wall, and behind the wall is the kitchen. So their family literally is living in their shop, building this business, and he's sharing this, showing us this little compressor that he built, out of this little thing. And so seeing the ingenuity and the drive and the passion to try to build a business and to support your family, it's so exciting. And then you go, to a larger shop, to like one of our customers is Dan Cummins, and you'll go into their operation and they have 80 bays and 130 detailers. And so seeing the gamut of a single operator in El Salvador with the vision and the passion to Paul Kane and his crew and Dan Cummins, and seeing, it's just so exciting to see people involve themselves, invest themselves into detailing and build phenomenal opportunities for them and their families.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, I'm gonna just keep talking about Rigo because what you're saying. I mean, he guy that grew up in South Central LA, now living in Orange County, has a shop. And when I first met Rigo, he was doing mostly mobile. He had his truck, and now he's working in a great facility. I mean, awesome facility. And then doing what he does now. It's just really cool to see the evolution of, if you do it right, how quickly you can make a name for yourself in this industry.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, you've watched Rigo grow his business, his brand, his impact. That guy, I mean, he has such a positive impact on the industry with new generation detailers. He's always so driven to offer his knowledge and his experience and to create opportunities, inviting people like Cairo Mobile to detail at Peterson Auto Museum and the other guys. You talk about opening doors. So when you look at the different detailers that you see as you interact with them from the Sonax perspective, what is that secret ingredient that you're seeing as that really makes a difference for a detail business owner?
I think it's hard work, the determination to just do it. Like at Detail Fest, for example, that whole new gen team, you ask them to do it, they're sprinting there as fast as they can to do it. There is not, I don't want to do that. It's almost like they're working 24/7. They just have the mentality, hey, you got to be here at 2 a.m. to detail. They'll be like, all right, I'll be there at 1:45. It doesn't matter the time of day. And I say they because I'm specifically talking about that group, but in general, a successful detailing team, owner, person, mobile detail, whatever that is, they have the drive and the want to. Again, going back, it's manual labor. It's hard to do. But if you have the drive, the determination, it pays off in the long run.
Yeah, that's cool. So I know that we have SEMA coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, we mentioned that previous. Do you guys have any thing that you're unveiling that we can talk about or no?
We have, so this is actually after SEMA, but we'll still have it, but we're actually coming out with a Halloween Beast line. So it's a limited edition. It's Beast wheel cleaner, but it's kind of has a Halloween feel. So it's kind of our Halloween push. Again, I know that's a day before SEMA at this point, but really cool line. Have a bucket as well for it, but should be a fun product to sell. But again, the marketing behind it, it's going to be a fun September, October for us. So,
boy, I'm envisioning that gorilla kind of in Halloween colors, and in a matching bucket. I can totally see that. That's going to be cool.
Yep. So we also have a couple new items, but they're early in the stages right now. So we do have 2, 3, 4 really fun products that we're excited to bring out as well. I just can't talk about it. I wish I could. I
want to tell you, but I can't do it. You might get in trouble with somebody up above.
That's the goal, not to happen.
That's good. Well, I won't tweak your arm too much to make you accidentally slip. So, and it's fun because Rod and I, we've had the opportunity to be at some other, like Rupes, when they released their one product, we actually got to test that at an event like 6 months before, but we were sworn to secrecy and they wouldn't tell us the name of the brand at that time. So, yeah. But we just knew that there was a cool product coming out. And so it's fun to be in the know, but it's also like, oh, I wanted to share with you so bad.
That's what I love about SEMA too, is everybody's launching something there. So walking between booths and figuring out what's new, I have a feeling this year is going to be a really fascinating year when it comes to new technology, new products, just in general. I think it'll be a fun SEMA.
Well, that's good. So I did not prepare a slide for this, but you guys have the training event at the Peterson Auto Museum.
Mm-hmm.
What are the dates again on that, and where can people register to participate?
That is, so if you go to our social media, there is information through that. That will be the 28th, 29th, and 30th. Again, that's kind of a David. He's putting it on through Flex and Sonax. So it's going to be those specifically trainings. Dr. Color Chip, like you mentioned, will be there. But we can get more information out. Again, social media has more information there. But
yeah, what I'll do is I will get the links and I will put it in the comments of this show. So that way you guys that are in the area or that want to be in the area can go and sign up. It's going to be a great event. As Cole mentioned, David Sanchez is putting it on. Rigo Santana is going to be there. I'm not sure who the Flex team is, going to be there, but it's going to be a phenomenal event. So I highly encourage you to get signed up for that if you guys are looking for any training. So I want to be mindful of your time. I know that you have an upcoming meeting. Is there any last advice, thoughts, or nuggets of wisdom that you'd like to share today?
My last thing, and it just kind of works out, they're part of your podcast too, but at the very beginning you asked about what some detailers aren't great at, and to be honest with you, I think it's the back end stuff, which I think Detail Bookie does a really, really good job at helping some guys figure out how to run a business. I mean, high school kids, they have no idea how to run a business. They might know how to clean a car, how to polish a car, all that. But the taxes, the scheduling, the information, talking to customers, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
I truly think that Detail Bookie, that whole concept is a great idea. So kudos to you guys. This wasn't really a planned ad, but I feel like it turned out to be a good talking point and what. But
well, I appreciate that. You know, it's interesting because we started building RotaFest in 2009, and literally the first 7-8 years, man, we could not get people to see the value of having a CRM to manage their business. And so we ended up with RotaFest attracting a lot of the more sophisticated, the larger operations. I mean, RotaFest, we have customers that have 500 detailers, you know, using RotaFest, processing 140 to 180 cars a day at a location. And then a year and a half ago, we bought Detail Bookie with the sole purpose is that we recognized that it was really a nice fit for the single operator, right? Somebody who's starting out, who wants to grow. It's got room to grow. We actually are rolling out. It's funny that you mention it. Is we're actually rolling out Detail Bookie Plus officially in the fall. It's going to include commissions for those operations that have grown a little bit. So you can have service item commissions as well as work order commissions. And I just put it out on the Detail Bookie MVPs group. We are integrating with Go High Level. So we're going to be giving you guys some really powerful marketing tools as part of the Detail Bookie Plus suite. So yeah, there's a lot of work going on in both of these platforms. So it's just super fun. And Rod and I just love to talk to people about business, how to grow, how to market. And so in fact, I get a lot of detailers that call me and just say, hey, Jody, I'm thinking about investing in my first shop. What are things that I should consider? Right. So it's fun to be able to grow with people. Like we have a gentleman out of Salt Lake. He's been with us for like 9 years. He has grown from 1 to like 10 employees. He's running multiple locations, and it's just fun to be part of that growth. So yeah, it's great.
And seeing that, especially like with the polishes, compounds, chemicals, growing with people, introducing them to a line, they call you and be like, man, this stuff's awesome, and you're making my life easier. It's same time.
J&G Auto, man, he uses a lot of your products. He uses a lot of Dr. Color Chip because he does a lot of paint chip repair for dealerships. And it's just fun to watch people grow. And and it's fun to connect with you guys. Like you said, you know, it's like there's so many opportunities to grow with people, to explore new ways to do things, new products. It's just really exciting. So, well, Cole, thank you so much for taking your time. Guys, if you don't know Cole McCrary, please reach out to him. Anybody from the Sonex team, they're just a dream to work with, always helpful. And I just love hanging with them. You guys just have hearts of gold, man. I'm just hearts of servants, and it's just awesome. So,
well, thank you again for having me on, and hopefully Rod gets to Denver, no issues. So,
yeah, he should have a great time. So, guys, please go out, like, share, and subscribe. There's the link on the thing. As you guys know, every week we try to do these In fact, I have Alex Lara is going to be our guest next week. So we're always, and then I have August completely booked. And so it's going to be great. So anyway, thank you so much, Cole. Appreciate your time. You guys that are tapping in, please remember, as I said, like, share, and subscribe. And we will check you same time, same bad channel just next week.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Cole. You have a great day, brother.
You too.